And as you heard there, all of this means the GOP nomination almost certainly goes to Donald Trump, creating some tough choices for many Republicans. Our political reporter Phil Prazen is here with more on that.
Well, Shannon, campaigns are made up of people, of volunteers, and I was in Iowa to cover Cruz during the February Iowa caucus. Cruz won that state with the help of 500 Texas volunteers who temporarily moved to the Midwest. They made 15,000 phone calls a day. They knocked on doors. They were the nuts and bolts of the campaign effort. And now the question is, what do conservative volunteers do now that Trump is their nominee?
I think a lot of folks are going to, take a break. They'll probably relax. They'll probably, be pretty upset about the current nominee.
For the past decade, Brendan Steinhauser has worked as a political consultant and strategist. He says conservative grassroots Texas volunteers will soul search for the next few months. Some will keep with the GOP because state leaders like Governor Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Patrick will back the GOP nominee. But some will drop out to find a local battle to fight.
I do think there will be a divide, and I do think a lot of folks in the Republican Party will also say, we'll never support Donald Trump. He doesn't represent our values.
One of those is State Representative Jason Villalba. I spoke with him over the phone from his home in Dallas.
Donald Trump is not a Republican. He does not embody or he does not support the ideas and principles of the classic Republican Party.
Wednesday, he wrote an editorial how he will not vote for Trump or a Democrat. Instead, he'll hope for a credible third-party candidate.
In any event, I'll be at the polls. I'm going to vote on every race except for the top of the ticket.
And a lot of Republican players I spoke with today are feeling that same way, Shannon. Democrats are hearing that, and they just have to be excited.
All right, Phil, we'll see how it all shakes out. Thank you very much. Early voting wrapped up last night for Austin's Proposition 1 election. The vote on rules for ride-sharing companies drew nearly 10% of registered voters to the polls. That might not sound like much, but it is noticeably higher than in a typical city election. Election day is this coming Saturday.